Good evening, everyone. I'm welcoming you all in our today's session. I'm Ari Mukherjee, and first of all, let me thank you all for being present here. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our speaker this evening, who is going to discuss about leadership qualities. The eminent speaker of this unique topic is Mr. Dibyendu Maiti. Mr. Dibyendu Maiti is a mechanical engineer from National Institute of Technology, Durgapur, a postgraduate in aircraft production engineering from IIT Madras, and MS in aeronautics and space technology from Supero, Toulouse, France. He has done leadership development program through IIM Ahmedabad and cleared project management professional from Project Management Institute, USA. After joining as management trainee during his career, spanning over 38 years in Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, he has worked at Nasik and Corporate Office, Bangalore, in various positions and capacities. He had been the architect in indigenous development of highly complicated test equipment of various accessories of RD-33 engines of MiG-29 aircraft. Under his leadership, implementation of lean principles at Nasik had brought in significant improvements in waste elimination. He also led various projects, including setting up of facilities for repair and overhaul of Sukhoi Su-30 MKI aircraft at Nasik, the first ever repair and overhaul line for the aircraft in the world. During his tenure in corporate office as executive director of corporate planning, various strategic planning activities have been initiated by him, mainly focusing towards business expansion and performance improvement. He played a key role in preparation of Perspective Plan 2021 to 2030 for Hull, identification of diversification projects for Hull, anchored signing of various significant memorandum of understandings. After a tenure of almost 2 years as CEO of MiG Complex, looking after 4 divisions of Hull at Nasik and Koraput, he superannuated on 31st March 2023. During his tenure as CEO, MiG Complex, the divisions have focused on diversifications into civil MRO and other relevant areas. The divisions have new records in engine and aircraft overhaul with lowest cycle times and have got new orders for engine and aircraft manufacturing, including setting up of manufacturing facilities of uh, low combat aircraft Tejas at Nasik. At present, he is active as independent defense consultant and attached to BCG, BDL, GLG, and other global consulting services. Now I request Mr. Dibyendu Maiti, sir, please start your deliberation.
Thank you, Mr. Mukherjee. Good evening to everyone, and hearty welcome to this session today, wherein I'll be making the presentation on leadership qualities. So I'd like to share the presentation. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So first of all, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to
One
Mother
minute,
Trainer
sir.
Academy. Yeah,
I said, please turn on your video.
yeah, but it will be a bit more convenient for this.
Okay, okay.
But the slides are visible, no? Slide is visible.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So I'm extremely thankful to Mother Trainer Academy for giving me this opportunity today. Um, so my topic will be leadership quality. Let us start with the definition of leadership. So leadership is basically ability to develop a vision for the organization and ability to motivate, guide, and influence people to work together towards a common goal. So, leadership is a process by which a person influences others to accomplish an objective and directs the organization in a way that makes it more cohesive and more coherent. It involves a combination of personal qualities, skills, and practices that enable an individual to effectively direct and motivate others. For example, vision for a company. So suppose the company wants to become a global company in next 5 years. For this vision, the goals may be that they have to have a world-class facilities, or they may have to imbibe niche technologies, or maybe getting certification by global certifying agencies, be a zero defect or Six Sigma company, ensuring on-time delivery every time, etc. So now these goals are to be broken down to time-bound targets, and the job of the leader will be to guide and motivate the workforce to achieve these goals and thereby to reach to the vision. So in this presentation, I'll be covering various qualities of the leader, good leader, and because of the paucity of time, I'll be focusing on a number of few number of qualities only. Say I have decided 10 qualities, but there are plenty of qualities which a leader should have. And at the end, if I get time, then I would like to show you a video on a LCA aircraft, that is light combat aircraft, the Tejas aircraft, which is going to be the backbone of Indian Air Force. So you may be interested in that. But before that, we will finish this presentation and the question answer. And then if time permits, we'll go for that. So who is the leader? The leader is one who is in charge or in command of others. That means a group of people, a team of people, and that is having some followers. That means if you have some team members and some followers, then only you can become a team leader who will be in charge of that particular team. One who has influence or power to perform duties with authority, and one who is having the ability to lead or guide the team with him or her. Now, what is the difference between a leader and a manager? While both roles are essential and often overlap in practice, as effective leaders may need to manage and vice versa. The distinction lies in their primary focus and approach towards achieving goals. Managers are primarily concerned with, say, organizing, planning, and executing tasks and processes. They focus on achieving organizational goals through efficiency and adherence to established procedures. Managers are tasked with overseeing day-to-day operations, making tactical decisions to solve the day-to-day issues, and ensuring that team members follow procedures and meet performance targets. Managers often rely on formal authority and processes. They ensure that the work is done correctly and on time, and definitely managing the resources, schedules, and workflows. On the other hand, the leaders focus on setting direction and inspiring and motivating people. See the difference. So their goal is to set a vision, drive change, and influence others towards achieving shared objectives. It is not exactly achieving or overseeing the day-to-day operations of the organization. So leaders often rely on personal influence and charisma. They engage with the people on an emotional level, encouraging innovation and fostering a collaborative environment thereby. So leaders play a crucial role in shaping organizational culture, vision, and strategic direction. Leaders often act as change agents, driving transformation and pushing for new ideas and approaches. They encourage adaptability and are visionaries who look beyond the present. So this is the basic difference. And in brief, I will say that the managers look for hands from the team members, while leaders look for both hands and hearts from them. So when they put both hands and hearts, definitely they will be involved more in the assigned task, and definitely the achievement will be much more than only putting hands as expected from the management by a manager. Now, what are the qualities of a good leader? Coming to the main topic. So while explaining these qualities, I'll be trying to bring in some examples from my experience with HL of 38 years in various occasions. So that will probably explain the qualities that is required in a leader, a good leader. So let us look at the qualities that a leader must have. There are, of course, many qualities, but I will focus, as I told, here on the essential 10 qualities of a successful leader. I'll be talking on vision, integrity, communication, empathy, decisiveness, confidence, motivation, delegation, initiative, and finally, knowledge. Coming to vision. The leaders provide a clear, broader vision of where they want to go and articulate and inform. That means he informs the goals and strategies to achieve that vision to all the team members, all the stakeholders. They help others understand and commit to these goals. So they aim to inspire their team towards a shared future and navigate the organization towards the new opportunities. Now, how do we apply this vision, this quality? So this is used for making the strategic planning to set a long-term goal and strategic direction. Clearly communicate this vision to align and inspire the team members. So that is the job of the good leader. This is also required for implementing change management in times of change or transformation, which is obvious for being competitive or even just basic sustenance. Also, you need to have change or transformation. A clear vision helps to guide the team through uncertainty and focus on the desired outcome. Now, here I will try to give an example. Like we try to implement, lean initiatives, the lean principles. You must be knowing that lean is basically elimination of waste. We may be knowing that whatever activities we do, maybe 92 to 94% of the activities are not adding to the value of the product. Suppose we are manufacturing a product, 92 to 94% of the activities, it is hard to believe, but the study has, the researchers have proven that 92 to 94% of the activities are non-value adding. What is non-value adding activity? Means the activities for which the customer is not ready to pay. What are these activities? The activities of waiting. You are waiting for the tool, you are waiting for the material, you are waiting for the instruction, you are waiting for the machinery. So these are waiting. Then searching. Your items are not kept in proper position, so you have to search. A lot of time is wasted. Time wasted in inspection. If you do the correct job in the first time, maybe the inspection is not required. Then if the instructions are clear, then you did not wait for clarification. So like that, there are so many wastage involved in a particular process, and lean aims at elimination of this waste. So it was a new concept because we wanted to make our team at HL very competitive. Because a lot of competitions are coming with the private companies, so we definitely have to pull up your socks and compete with them. So lean implementation was decided, and we wanted to go to various shops. Communication, as I told, also is very important. So we wanted to first communicate with them what is lean principle, and we wanted to show them with the lean principles on the shop floor with video shows and projection in the shop floor with other global companies and Indian companies, how they have got benefited through implementation of these lean principles. Especially Toyota, keeping in mind they are the pioneer in implementing lean principles. So, but initially there were a lot of reluctance among the people. They did not want to change the existing setup and the existing culture. Why I should change? What is there in that change and that change process for me? So that is very important. You have to explain why it is important and what is the benefit that that person is going to get out of this change process. So we explained all these things, but because of the rigidity, they don't want to come out of their comfort zone. So they did not show much interest. So what we did, the team, basic team members, 10, 15 people, they started doing on their own. Means changing the setup of the shop, putting unwanted items out of the shops. Trucks of materials were taken out of the shops which are not needed, are lying there for years together, never used, and occupying the shop floor. And then you put, after removing all these unwanted items, you put the items on the proper place with proper identification, and then putting all the documents in place with identification. And they started seeing the visible change. Once they saw the visible change, then they understood what is the benefit that they are going to get, and how it is going to help them in day-to-day work, and how they can do it in a shorter possible time. So these things came out very clear when they saw these visible changes, and they started participating in this change process. So this is the thing, how we can implement a change, bring in confidence in your people, first explain, and then try to show them practically how it is going to benefit. But it is not a very easy job to bring in change in the culture of a company. So visionary people can definitely bring in such changes, who thought that lean implementation will help HAL in future. So that is the job of a good leader. Now the next quality is integrity. The trustworthiness and ethical behavior are fundamental to leadership. Upholding ethical standards and being honest builds trust, respect within their teams, and the credibility, which are essential for maintaining strong relationships and a positive organizational culture too. So leader has to set an example himself. So integrity or the honesty is very, very important for a good leader. Now, what are the advantages? Building trust that is uphold ethical standards and transparency, which is very, very important in decisions, that why it has been taken, what are the benefits, who are all involved in this decision-making process. So the transparency in decision is important to build trust and credibility within your team. Next is conflict resolution. Handle conflicts and changes honestly and fairly to maintain a positive work environment. If you do any partiality in that, so the team members will be disheartened, the morale will go down. So integrity is the second quality that you have selected here. Next is communication skills. The clear and effective communication is very, very crucial for leadership. Leaders need to convey ideas, expectations, and feedback to all the stakeholders in a way that is understood and definitely it should be actionable. Clear and open communication that will ensure that expectations are understood. Feedback also is required to be given constructively. That means you cannot just criticize or you cannot just humiliate somebody if he is not done correctly a job or he is not performing up to the mark. So give definitely feedback, but it should be done constructively and in a positive way. That probably you can do much better and you are not up to the mark compared to your colleagues or your peers, and this is how the company is getting affected. So this type of feedback, instead of saying that you are useless and you are not putting efforts and you are not fit for this organization, if you give a positive feedback, probably he will try to change and cope up, and then you don't lose a performer. So you try to bring him in at par with the other colleagues. The information should flow smoothly within the team. So this is very, very important for a leader while communicating with the team members. So executive leaders are skilled communicators. Definitely they have to be. They must be able to listen, provide clear instructions, and convey ideas and feedback constructively. This will ensure that everyone is aligned and informed. So listening is smart. Once you want to communicate, you have to listen first because you have to understand your people, what they want, what is their difficulty. So after you understand, then only probably you can communicate with them in a proper way. Communicating with shareholders is very important because they are the owners of the company. So the leader should take care of the shareholders and communicate with them properly and timely. Communication with the stakeholders also is very important on project performance, how the project is going on, whether it is on schedule or whether it is behind schedule or it is ahead of the schedule. You must keep the stakeholders informed. So tomorrow, if you need to have some change in the process or change in the allocation of resources, you must get the support of your stakeholders who will be aware of the issues and they will easily approve those change processes. So communicating with stakeholders also equally important. So communication with the team members, communication with the owners or the shareholders of the company, communication with the stakeholders. So all these are very, very important for a leader. Again, coming back to the team members, the empathy, understanding and addressing the needs, being sensitive to the needs, concerns and feelings of team members helps the leaders connect with their team and foster a supportive and collaborative work environment and address the issues effectively. When a person comes to you very angry with some grievance, for example, now when he comes and approaches you, first thing what you should do is that give some respect to him. That means ask him to take a seat, offer him a glass of water, maybe a cup of tea, possible, and then let him cool down, let him or her cool down, and then listen to him. What is his problem? What is his grievance? If you do that, maybe 50% of the problem is resolved. He knows that his problem has been understood, his problem has been listened by the boss, the leader. Then, if it is possible to address his grievance, do it following the rules of the company. But if it goes beyond the rules or the scope of your, capacity, then try to explain him that yes, I have understood your problem, but these are the reasons for which this cannot be done right now, and I cannot go, out of the way compared to your other colleagues because the rule of the company is applicable to everybody, and I cannot do, exceptionally something for you and make the moral of the other team members down. So if you explain him or her your position, or if you are able to sort out the issue, definitely the moral of the team members or that particular person and then the team members will definitely go up. So first thing is you give respect to your people now and try to understand their issues, their problem with so to being sensitive is important in this. Now I'll give one example in this case. If you know, we are manufacturing Sukhoi 30 aircraft at Nasik, and if you know the aircraft, there are landing gears or the undercarriages on which the aircraft lands and take off on the runway. So it is fitted with the wheels. If you have seen one undercarriage on the nose, the front side, and two undercarriages at the back side, because the load will be much more at the back side, on which the aircraft will be touching down first, and then the nose will be falling on this. So the one aircraft, once the assembly was completed, the aircraft was to be taken to flight hangar. That is for ground test and flight test. So how it is done? It is the aircraft is stored with the help of a tractor. And incidentally, there was a uphill just before the flight hangar, and then the aircraft was slowly moving. And during that uphill movement at the uphill, the nose undercarriage collapsed, and the aircraft fell on the floor on the road, and the front portion of the aircraft got damaged. So it was a serious issue, and definitely matter was taken up and informed all the senior officials till up to the corporate office and chairman. The aircraft incident happened, and the inquiry was conducted. And after the inquiry, it was noticed that to put the undercarriage in position, there is a pin which was to be inserted to lock it so that it does not collapse. And that was done, of course, but not done properly. Instead of going to the original hole, it had gone out of the hole. And when it was climbing uphill, that pin came out and the undercarriage collapsed and the aircraft hit the ground. So it was definitely a mistake. So a punishment was ordered, and the young people, they were very much demoralized. So by that time, I took over as CEO at Nasik, and then they came with their boss, the in charge of the shop, said this is what has happened, and definitely it was not intentional, and inadvertently it was done, and definitely it was a mistake, but it was not intentional. And that, of course, the aircraft was recovered without any financial implication. And of course, it took a little time, but aircraft was recovered fully. All the damaged parts, the skins and all were repaired and replaced. Not much of financial implication. So they were telling, the boss was telling, sir, this is a very motivated team. They work day and night beyond the working hours. And the young engineers, they are very much afraid that if they get punishment, then their career will be spoiled and all. So if you kindly help them. I found that, yes, these people are really very sincere people, and they contribute to the best of they give best of them, and they try to help this organization to go up. So if we demoralize or if you give punishment to this group of 7 people, not only these 7 people, the entire team will get demotivated, and probably their performance will go down in long run. So I took it up to chairman, and because chairman was following up and explained him the position, sir, this is what has happened, and we should not give them major punishment, so that because they are very dedicated people, and if we punish them for this incident wherein they have already recovered their aircraft and there is no financial implication for the company, it will be better to this occasion to give them advice only and let them go. The chairman understood. He said, okay, you go ahead, whatever you find better, you do it, and see that the team motivation is kept high, or morale is kept high. So I came back and issued only advice letters that and called them all, of course, that you have done a very major mistake, and it could have resulted in much more damage to the aircraft. So you should be very careful in future. But considering your performance, your dedication to this organization, this time we are considering your appeal, and we are just giving you advice letter to be more careful in future. So they were very happy. The morale of the team, entire team of that assembly shop and flight hangar was very high, and they all started giving more and more for the organization. So this type of empathy is required, wherein the team members' morale should be kept always high. Next is decisiveness. The leaders make important decisions that affect the direction and success of a group or maybe the organization, definitely. Now, this involves analyzing situations, considering all possible options, and finally choosing the best course of action. So that is the decision, final decision, considering all these factors. So leaders may make a decision based on intuition, vision, and the broader impact on the organization. So they have to consider these things also. They are often more willing to take risks, because without taking risks, you cannot achieve your goal in a best possible way, and embrace uncertainty to achieve long-term goals. The ability to make well-considered decisions swiftly and timely and confidently is definitely very, very crucial for addressing challenges and moving forward. Leaders need to make tough decisions confidently and take responsibility for the outcomes, whether positive or negative, out of their decision or they are taking, and then adjust strategies as needed based on the outcome of the decision. Now, suppose I am very confident. So whenever some file comes to me or some proposal comes to me, I will go through it, and if I am knowing about the subject, I will clear the proposal or I will give a decision. It need not be clear, it can be turned down also, but the decision has to be taken very fast. If I do not have the background, I do not have the knowledge of that particular subject matter, maybe I can definitely call the concerned person and get the clarification on that particular doubt of the proposal, and then I have to take a decision quickly. I cannot keep the file for days or weeks or months because I'm not very confident or I'm not aware of the situation. So that is not going to help. So decisions must be taken quickly and with all possibility correctly. The next is self-confidence. Self-confidence, which will lead to the confidence of the team members. A balanced sense of self-assurance helps leaders take decisive action and instills confidence in their team and provides a sense of direction and stability. Leaders need to make decisions with confidence, even in uncertain situations. to provide a clear direction and stability. Definitely here, the knowledge plays a big role. If you have knowledge, then only you have the confidence in your decision. As a leader, when you are putting up a proposal for approval to your board, for example, you need to be very confident. You must have the knowledge on the subject. You must know the background. You must know the consequences. You must know the benefits out of this, all these things. So when you put up it to the board for approval, for example, so they will ask lots of questions. And here, if you fumble or if you are not, you cannot say that, okay, sir, I'll come back. I'm not very sure. So your proposal will never get passed. So you must have confidence. So you have to prepare. And if you want to take help of your people, that does not look nice. You have seen some of the CEOs or the directors, if they want to put up some proposal, if they are not very confident, they will ask the general manager to present the case. So that does not work much. So you should spend more time before going to the board on the proposal, know about this proposal, call that particular general manager or the person who knows about it, and know thoroughly about the proposal, and then you go on your own and present it to the board. That gives much more value, and the proposal should be much more easy to get cleared by the board members. So having confidence is very, very important in decision making and a leadership pressure. Next comes motivation and inspiration. Motivation is the internal or external drive that compels individuals to take action towards achieving specific goals or fulfilling needs. It is the energy, we can say, and the persistence needed to reach objectives. So leaders will demonstrate intrinsic motivation. There are two types of motivation, intrinsic and extrinsic. So intrinsic motivation will be driven by internal reward and personal satisfaction. For example, a person who enjoys solving complex problems may work on challenging tasks for the sheer pleasure and sense of accomplishment it provides. Not for any monetary benefit, not for any award, not for any promotions, which are called as extrinsic motivation factors. So effective leaders influence others through inspiration, persuasion, and example. They motivate and engage people to work towards shared objectives, often by fostering a sense of purpose and enthusiasm. Now, the purpose is very, very important. Whenever you are assigning a task to a person, you must explain what is the purpose, why you are asking him or her to do this job, how it is going to get the organization benefited, and how he or she is going to contribute to achieving the goal of the organization. If that purpose is explained properly, I think definitely he or she is going to put much more effort, and they also will enjoy in achieving the task or completion of the task given to them. While inspiration can ignite the desire to change or create, motivation fuels the persistence and effort needed to make that change or creation of a reality. In practice, inspiration can lead to motivation. Now, so there is slight confusion. What is motivation and what is inspiration? Now, for example, a role model's achievement can inspire and ignite a desire to achieve similar success, thereby motivating him or her to take necessary action towards the goal. Now, for example, suppose you are a good football player. Now, your inspiration may be Messi or Pele or Baichung. No, their performance will be your inspiration, that they have reached to that height and I also should do that. So that is the inspiration. And the motivation, what is the motivation? Motivation will give your action to practice regularly, to play very sincerely, to coordinate with your team members while playing. So those are the motivations to achieve, which you have got inspired by your role model. So that is the basic difference. So you get inspiration and then you get motivated to achieve some goals, certain goals. So use your passion and enthusiasm to motivate and energize your team, especially during challenging projects or period of low morale. This is very, very important, that you keep give motivating your team members. Now, here also one more example I'll tell you how to keep the morale or to motivate your team. Now, Nasik division manufactured 220 to 230 Sukhoi MKI aircraft or Su-30 aircraft. And once the project was over, they were involved. Some of the people are involved in the maintenance of those aircraft. However, all the complete complete force was not utilized, and there was a call from the corporate office to transfer these people to Bangalore, wherein a new helicopter factory was coming up in Tumkur near Bangalore. So people who were staying at Nasik with families, parents, children, and their local people, and though suddenly after say 20-25 years, they were not very much willing to shift to Tumkur, and they also had a lot of family issues. But the order was issued, and we strictly followed the order issued by corporate office, and we asked them to leave within 2 days as per the order. We strictly followed the order. But there were certain family issues which were reported by the union people. They came to us and they said, sir, certain people are having a family problem. What are the family problems? Now, two brothers got transferred together. Of course, there was certain issues by HR. They should not have done it, but it has happened. And they are having a father with them who is 85 years old, and he was totally dependent on these two brothers. Alternatively, one fellow was coming in first seat, other fellow in the second seat, and they were trying to manage. Now, both of them got shifted, transferred to Tumkur, and this old man is in deep trouble. Yes, this was a genuine issue, and we cannot ignore, the presence or the importance of the father. So we said, okay, and what are the other issues? One small girl was having very much attachment to her father, and once she could not find the father for 7-10 days, she got psyche. She was some psychological issues, not eating, not going to school, not talking to anybody. So she was totally disturbed, totally shattered because of the absence of her father. So this was definitely a genuine issue to be considered. Similar issue then, somebody wife was having was diabetes, having what is a dialysis issue. So she was taking undergoing dialysis twice in a week, and in absence of her husband, it was very difficult to manage. So like this, there are 5 cases which were are taken up by the 7 cases which are taken up by the union, and we found that 5 cases are really genuine, and we must do something for them. So these are the cases where you should help them out. So we took it up with corporate office. Yes, we have implemented your order, but then these are the cases wherein there are some genuine issues with the family, and we cannot ignore. So these people should be taken back to the division. So what happened? It was, I spoke to Director HR, and he agreed, and that order was reversed, and these people came back. So they were very happy. But then other people who were transferred, they also started, requesting for a transfer back to Nasik because they started giving the problems. But those were not genuine. And in the service document, when he signed, we joined, we agreed that we may be transferred to any any place or any division of HL wherein the organization requirement is there. So you cannot deny. If you do not agree, then you have to quit the job. So we said, okay, we understand your problem. Give us some time. Maybe after some period, we will take you back. So this is the promise I gave to them, and 5 people were taken back immediately. So they said, okay, sir, we'll agree, and we agreed for 2 years of period. But incidentally, it was coming that I'll be retiring before that. But I kept it in mind that I have promised, I have committed to them that they will come back after 2 years, and before my retirement, I should do something for that. I'll come back to this afterwards. But think what I was trying to, inspire your people or keep them, motivated. You have to think of their issues, and some positivity has to be pumped in your relationship so that the entire team is with you. Next is delegation. Now, effective leaders understand the strengths and weaknesses of their team members and delegate tasks accordingly to maximize productivity and development. Now, delegation is very, very important. See, you cannot keep everything with you, and then the task cannot be done. Because even if you see the organizing, for example, Durga Puja, now you have a lot of committee members, the president, the vice president, the secretary, general secretary, then other secretaries of cultural secretary, and so many people in charges. So the president, knowing their strengths and weaknesses, he will delegate the various departments like cultural programs, the puja part, the decoration part, the guests attending the guest or the welcoming the guest. That is one thing. Then the catering side. So these departments are delegated. Similarly, in the organization also, the leader has to delegate, and he cannot keep it with him. He has to have faith in the team members, and only thing they should tell that you do it. I know you can do it, and in case you have any problem, don't hesitate to come back to me. I am there to support you. But this is your job, and you must do it. Now unfortunately, I had a lot of my good bosses throughout my career, but one particular boss was not. I did not like him. Why? Because he will say, okay, we know what is our job, but it is not possible everyone to resolve every issue. So you go back to, as an additional general manager, I had some certain issues, and others also had certain issues. So whenever you go to that GM and tell him, sir, this is the problem. If you kindly help us in this. Why I should help? What for you are then in that case? Why you are required? No, sir, you are solving all these problems, but this particular case, we are not able to solve you, because he does not want to get involved. He has only delegated, and he does not want to get involved in the problems. So he wants to keep himself safe and aloof. So from the team member. So that is not acceptable. So what will happen now? We stop going to him and reporting him or informing him, because we know that it is of no use telling him. So whatever you can do, you do it. In the mind, what came that at least you help us once. He said, every time I only have to do it. So in the mind, what the answer was, no, sir, at least once you help us, you have never helped. So that is the thing. So that type of, feeling, if it is developed in the team members, that is never healthy. So delegation, along with that, you have to support them whenever they require it. Then comes the initiative. The leader definitely has to take the initiative for any activity. So I'll just read out the definition which was given in 2001 by Fraser and Fay. Says that work behavior characterized by its self-starting nature, its proactive approach, and by being persistent in overcoming difficulties that arise in pursuit of goal. So self-starting nature, that means do not wait for someone to tell you what is to be done. You find out what is to be done and you start yourself. Tell your team members that this is what is to be done, and don't wait for your boss or somebody else to tell you that this is what is to be done. Be proactive rather than reactive. So before something goes wrong, you have to take proactive measures, that so that you prevent that type of failure or incidents, like we do proactive maintenance for the machines. That before we do two types. So one is breakdown maintenance, one is proactive maintenance. That means breakdown maintenance, once it has broken down, you go for the maintenance. And one is proactive maintenance. You do it beforehand, like oiling the parts and replacing the weekly once you see the condition of the machine, and then if certain parts are to be removed, so on the weekly holiday you do that, so on the working days the machine does not break down and it is available. So you are proactive in your approach and you don't allow the system to fail. If you are flexible, you must have flexibility in your approach and don't be very rigid that once I have told this has to be done. No, you listen to others, and if you find that they are having better idea, you accept it and go as per that. And confident, of course, in your approach, and be courageous. So you must have the courage to start any job and get the consequences, face the consequences of that initiative. Then help teams to innovate, progress, and to overcome competition. So once you do all this, you're proactive, then definitely they will be doing innovative job, because you are giving them you have empowered them, you are giving them the support, you are encouraging them, you are keeping the morale high, you are motivating them. So definitely they will be contributing much more and they will progress and overcome the competitions that is prevailing in the market. So that is why initiative is very important. Now, here also one example what was told in the introduction. As we told that the production activity was over for the Sukhoi 30 aircraft. So Nasik division, the workforce was part of the workforce was idling, and we thought we must have some workload for the division so that the division's revenue is growing, as well as my commitment to those people to bring them back from Tumkur also should be fulfilled. So if we have some new project, definitely workload will increase and those people can be definitely asked to come back. So what we did, we had a lot of brainstorming and then a lot of ideas, and then we finally decided to go for diversification of diversification areas. So we thought of going for civil MRO, civil maintenance, civil aircraft, what you see that we fly in various airlines. So they do overall the aircraft periodically. Normally they go outside in different countries, and India only 80%, only 20%, 15 to 20% of the MRO work is done. So the balance 75 to 80%, 80 to 85% work is going to Singapore, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, and other countries, Asian countries. So we thought of going to take up, and we spoke to Boeing, Airbus, IAI, Israel Aerospace Industries, and finally we could get approval of Airbus to set up the facility at Nasik for MRO of this civil aircraft. So initially they will be starting with a training center for the pilots, because we have got a wonderful runway available. So the Airbus aircraft will be coming there for training of the pilot, and parallelly they will also give the technology to set up the MRO facilities for Airbus. Also, I tried to get additional order for LCA to Nasik division. We have got 2 production lines at Bangalore, which can produce 8 plus 8, 16 aircraft per annum. But LCA is going to be the backbone of Indian Air Force, and we have already got orders for 200 aircraft. And HL has got the orders for 200 aircraft. Only around 40 are delivered, and the next lot of 83 are going to be delivered from coming month. And then one more order for 97 aircraft is going to come. So LCA is going to be, there for quite some time. And then the next version, LCA Mark II, then AMCA, all these products will be coming. And once Nashik is into this line, out of the Russian projects, what is done for last 8 decades, it will be having continuous workload for future. So this idea was presented to board and board approved with the help of chairman. And the new line is coming up at Nashik, where the LCA will be manufactured. And this year, this production year, we are supposed to give first aircraft, and next year onwards, number of aircraft will be increased. So this will not only increase the productivity or the of the Nashik division, keeping the people engaged. This will also fulfill the commitment that I have given to those people, and they will be coming back to Nashik after within 2 years, as it was committed. Now coming to the knowledge of leader encompasses a range of attributes and skills that enable them to effectively guide and influence others. So what are the knowledges? Industry expertise. When you are in a particular field, you should know the industry very well in which they operate, including the processes, systems, and workflows. So what will happen that with all these knowledges, the leaders make informed decisions and anticipate trends, what may go wrong, what may go good, and address the challenges. Then strategic thinking, that we have already discussed, what is the strategic thinking and with the vision. Then financial acumen, understanding financial principles such as budgeting, forecasting, and financial analysis is crucial for making decisions that impact the organization's financial health. Ethical and legal awareness. So knowledge of ethical standards and legal requirements relevant to their industry to ensure compliance and uphold the organization's integrity. Then cultural competence, because we'll be dealing with various companies, within India and global companies also, we must know the culture of those countries, those organizations, so that we respect those and there is no conflict while dealing with them. So leaders who continually develop and expand their knowledge in these areas are definitely better equipped to guide their organizations effectively and adapt to evolving changes and opportunities. Now, these are the qualities. Now, what are the things that team expected from the expect from the leaders? First is praise. When something is done good, because time is getting over, I'll be slightly faster. So I must praise the people whenever they do something. I must respect. The respect of people is very, very important for a good leader. You must listen to them. You must, show respect to them. In the morning, they wish you good morning, and if you don't respond, don't look at them and go straight to your office. It does not give a good sense. So you must have respect for your people and show it, physically. Honesty, of course, we have discussed. Opportunities, when it is coming, you distribute among your people and do not keep always with you only. Stand up for team whenever it is required. Support them. Clarity, whenever they are in doubt, do clarify all their doubts. Timely and constructive feedback, that is very, very important, we have discussed. Consistency in your approach. You have a consistent approach, otherwise your team members will get confused. Keep commitment, already we have discussed, and involvement. You should always get involved and don't keep it only for your team members. So these are the things which are expected from the team member. And finally, in the conclusion, effective leadership is not just about holding a position of authority, but about inspiring, guiding, and empowering others to achieve shared goals. It requires a blend of knowledge, skills, and personal qualities, including vision, communication, decision-making, and the ability to motivate and support others. These factors enable leaders to navigate complexity, foster an environment of trust, collaboration, and growth, and drive positive change. A great leader combines industry expertise with strategic vision, operational know-how with financial insight, and man management skills with exceptional communication. So they must be adept at managing change, uphold ethical standards, and remain culturally aware in an increasingly globalized world. So ultimately, a leadership is about creating an environment where individuals can thrive, innovate, and contribute their best. With that, I conclude my presentation. Thank you very much. Now, whether you should go for the presentation, or I'd like to show a video. If you tell me, it will be nice.
Okay,
Please show the video. Please.
Okay, okay. Just a minute. What is not wrong? Yeah. Okay. Are you able to see? Are you able to see the video?
Coming. Yes,
Hello?
video is visible, but sound not coming.
Sound is not coming. This is indigenously designed LCA Tejas. This is in-flight refueling happening from the mother aircraft. We had Maruti in 1964, Ajit and 1978, now LCA, a very high technology gap. This is the LCA prototype, flown in 2001. And Prime Minister, Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, named it as Tejas, the light combat aircraft. Various prototypes were made in this. 6,000 sorties have been made incident-free. This is slightly old statistic. This is the undercarriage, what I was telling. This is the nose undercarriage. And Prime Minister insisted on Atmanirbhar Bharat and ordered for 83 aircraft of 48,000 crore rupees to build confidence. The defense minister flown this aircraft. It will be the next series, LCA Mark 1A, with upgraded aviation armament system. This will be beyond visual range. Missiles will be launched from this. This is the brake parachute. So it is built with the help of private sector. They are doing a lot of jobs for this, and HL is doing the assembly. This is the production line. It's a state-of-the-art new facility in Bangalore. We're trying to export to many friendly countries, Malaysia, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Egypt. Yeah, so we come to the end of this presentation, and